Hey there! This week I'm going to be talking about another aspect of gaming, but I thought I'd try something a little different this week. Specifically, a very unique feature in a game I've actually covered before pretty in-depth, called Ehrgeiz. It's a 3D fighter game for the PlayStation 1 released by Squaresoft. It had Final Fantasy VII characters in it, so that is the sole reason I bought it as a kid. We're actually going to be talking about a feature inside the RPG side of this game, and I'm going to go over how it's cool and unique and why I think it would work in other games, not just this kind of throwaway RPG inside a fighter game that the comment section made sure to let me know nobody else liked. You know, that's cool. Why not do another video about a game no one wants to play? Despite what that flashy intro might imply, I'm actually going to be playing this on my PS3 because I've had some technical issues with my composite to HDMI converter. That is not a sound you want your electronics to make. We'll just stick with the PS3 if that's cool with you. I mean, you don't really get a say because this is pre-recorded. So the feature I wanted to talk about today is the very unique leveling system inside of the Forsaken Quest RPG in Ehrgeiz. So you level your skills based on your nutrition stats, which I think is incredibly interesting because it's already built into the survival aspect of this game where you have to eat to stay alive while you're in the dungeon, going for gear, fighting bosses and monsters and all that jazz. But it gives a very unique twist where you have to focus on what kind of food you're picking up or buying or having someone make for you in order to level up the stats that are actually important to you and the way you play the game. I mean, some of these things are pretty obvious, like protein gives you more attack, and it's, bulks you up, beefcake status. Other things don't make quite as much sense, like the fact that vitamins give you magic power, I guess? I don't know, I feel like you're not gonna know that without looking it up on GameFAQs, which is what I did, because I'm not gonna remember that shit. But a food eating to survive mechanic is very popular, especially with the growing popularity of survival games like Don't Starve or 7 Days to Die or Minecraft. So adding a cool twist on it in a way that you have to really pay attention to what you're eating, not just the fact that you're shoving it in your gullet. I just thought that was a fascinating way to manage your hunger, but also manage the way that you intake things. And it adds a sense of cool realism. I need to not be playing this game while I'm trying to record this. Now, the relatively slow-paced leveling inside of Ehrgeiz makes this leveling system kind of hard to deal with. But if you had something that dealt with a more quicker leveling system, where you leveled up multiple times in a round per game, like a MOBA, then this would work perfectly. You could have a character that focuses on consuming food that he finds throughout the map, but what kind of food he consumes might change the way that he levels up. Maybe he gets different skills or just different attributes based on when he hits that level, what he's been eating along the way. Anytime you can try something new with a MOBA, you know you're doing something right. Unless you turn it into a first-person shooter, because for some reason that didn't work for Battleborn. Despite that game being pretty dope. I think you probably shouldn't have competed with Blizzard. That was a bad idea. So yeah, that's this week's video. I wanted to try something new. Maybe I'll do something like this again on a different game. It's always something that I like to talk about, geeking out about weird features in games that maybe you haven't heard of before. Yeah, if you liked this, go ahead and check out my other video on Ehrgeiz. Again, I did a very rose-tinted review of that game. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I don't know, that's up for you to decide. And if you're lucky enough to come across an arcade version of this, it's a lot of fun. That's actually how I played it the first time. They had it set up at our community pool, and I remember just sitting there with a stack of quarters, pruny fingers from swimming all day, eating a basket of cheap nachos. It's those little circular tortilla chips with the plutonium orange cheese. Nostalgia. That's what's wafting over me every time I put this game in. So I like this game. It's not a good game, but I like it a lot. So